Guys, Fula coming to you with another commentary. I hope all is well with you guys. It's sad that I have to make this commentary, but I'm just showing you what's going on out here. As I said, I be out here. I really be out here. I see what's going on. I see like how things have shifted in such a way that it'll never be the same. And you know there is always going to be a positive in a negative situation. I truly believe that. However, in this situation, um it's hard to find a positive, but I believe with this person there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel. But I'm just going to show you the evilness of a Western woman. This is why even like I don't even acknowledge them at all whatsoever. I don't care what their background is. I don't care if they're white. I don't care if they're black. I don't care if they're Chinese. I don't care if they're even Latin American. They all think the same. They all hang around with each other. They all conspire to do some of the sadistic things that they're doing. But let's look at this.
I said I'd never do this, but I'm in a really desperate situation. If you have a second to listen to my story, please stick around. I need a lawyer, some kind of advice, something to just push me in the right direction because I have no idea what I'm doing. 2 years ago, the mother of my children and my wife...
So it's bad when a dude does what females do on TikTok. It's really bad when it's gotten to this point where a guy has to do what females are known to do on TikTok.
Walked out on us and left me to raise the mother of my children and my wife walked me in the right direction because I have no idea what I'm doing. 2 years ago, the mother of my children and my wife walked out on us and left me to raise my 3 children alone.
So basically, the gender roles were reversed, because usually what these Western women do is they say like men ain't shit, and the father of my child walked out on us and stuff like that. So because feminism has told these women that they can be both a man and a woman, do what a man and a woman does, they've been compelled to basically take those roles and really take advantage of them in such a way that they really live out what they basically were portraying.
And hasn't been in the picture since. She somehow filed for child support, and I'm stuck paying $660 a week, over $2,000 a month, for children that I'm raising, and she doesn't even see.
Yeah, that's sad. As I said in previous videos, that you really have to be careful with the women you lay down with. Now, I don't know if this guy saw the red flags at the beginning. I don't know if he was aware that this woman would be up to the things that she's up to. However, he really had to search for some red flags. The first red flag I would hope is that if she had children from a previous relationship, that's a red flag already. But I don't know. He maybe had to search more closely, but maybe the case was he was just pussy whooped and emotionally entangled with her, that he didn't see the red flags beforehand. Because the thing is, you have to even pick up on what a woman says. Listen to some of the things she says. Listen to some of the side comments she says. And that's a telltale way to know that, okay, let's watch out for this female. You have to pick up on little subtle shit she says, and just little subtle things she does as well, right? I was kind of affiliated with a group, and I realized, okay, let me get out of this group soon on the next thing, smoking, because I just looked at little things that were said and done, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't belong here. And mind you, this group had more women than men. So I was like, yeah, I don't belong in this shit. Let me get out. You always got to observe little things that these women do. I don't know why. He may have not seen the warning signs that came, but I guess, he didn't see them.
And the Attorney General won't do anything about it. I've called, and the only thing they tell me is I would have to get it to go through court, and that's the only way to get it fixed. But why am I having to pay over $2,000 a month to somebody who doesn't see her kids? Somebody's out using drugs who just had another child taken away from her. It doesn't...
Crap. I mean, that's the thing. Like, she's still riding the cock carousel and still having hot girl summers. Now, if there was another child taken away from her, that should have been a red flag not to have children with her. Okay, if she had a previous child from another relationship and she wasn't taking care of that child either, that should have been your cue not to have kids with her. I understand that maybe you want to give her the benefit of the doubt, but you really can't give these females the benefit of the doubt. You can't. Okay, there's too much at stake. There's too much at stake with you. Your livelihood is at stake. Your mental well-being is at stake. Your psychological well-being is at stake. And I say this because maybe you're not doing anything. Maybe you didn't do anything to how should I say it? Like, gain this malice in which you have right now going on in your life.
It makes sense to me. Why? Okay, yeah, so you just take it to court and it all gets fixed, right? Well,
I mean, ideally it would be the case, but these women have it in such a way where that no longer applies, unfortunately.
I lost my job of 14 years because I was forced into the single parent role and I can't work 60 hours a week anymore.
Yeah, that's the problem because, I mean, the thing is like, if women don't work, they have resources to fall back on. If a man doesn't work, then it's like, man, it's pretty tough for him. I mean, during his 14 years at his job, I mean, I can't tell a man how to live his life, but he should have like made some smart investments so like he could be making money. His money could be circulating for him. So maybe he would have a little bit more cushion. But perhaps he had a lot of responsibilities at that time in which he couldn't do that, and it's unfortunate that this has happened to him. You can tell by the look on his face, he's very tired. You can tell by the look on his face that he's very fed up with his current circumstances. It's unfortunate though.
Afford daycare or anything else. When they're taking the first $660 out of your paycheck, it doesn't really leave you much to do anything. I'm literally...
Yeah, and that's a lot of money. Like, truthfully speaking, like, if you're in the millions, if you're in even figures, then 660 is not that much. But if you're middle class, 660 has a lot of effect, on like how you can live your life, how you can do your things. The fact that is taken from him, that's a game changer. Like, he has to do whatever he can to, survive and scrape up a living. And it's very sad, in this society, because it's very difficult to do that.
Single parent living in a mini home with 3 children because the most money I can make is any side job that I can take in. I can't make money because all my accounts are frozen. If I go back to work to a regular job, I owe $18,000 in child support.
Holy shit. Golly. 18,000? This is an evil woman to do something like this. And unfortunately, she's not the only one doing it. It's unfortunate, but she's not the only one doing it. Oh my God. This is horrible. You feel for this guy. And so, for me, alhamdulillah, I just keep my manioka on lockdown because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to slip up. I'm not gonna impregnate one of these Western women so I may be in the position that this nigga is in right now. I'm not gonna do that. I got too much at stake right now. Okay, a lot is at stake. And I'm not gonna be out. It'll be a cold day in hell before I'm held up in getting the shit that I need to get done. I'm not gonna slip up. And this is a further reminder to me and to other men who may be frustrated, who may be like restless and things like that. Stay 10 toes down, stay on your square, and don't be like compelled to do anything with these Western women. This guy is a prime example of why you shouldn't.
Again, for kids that I'm raising, and they're going to take everything from me. I've tried so many different things. Everything is always a dead end. I've reached out to all these websites. I've gone to the court myself, and nothing just seems to work. I need some kind of advice. I need a lawyer. I need something. So if you know anybody, tag somebody, share this video with them, try to get my story out there. I'm at the point, I don't even know how I'm going to afford my kids' school supplies at this point.
Holy crap. Well, in terms of school supplies, I mean, I think he can maybe go to a school drive or something. Usually they have school drives where, kids can get school supplies and stuff like that. The thing is like, and by no means am I a socialist or anything like that. But when you have like a scientific or a socialism that, like for example, Gaddafi's Libyan Arab Jamahiriya, school supplies and stuff like that, they covered those things, those things were covered. But when you don't have those things in place, it becomes that much more difficult, because unfortunately this country, because of like what the Western woman has done, this country is so superficial and so like cannibalistic that education takes a back seat. And that education is just now a means at getting more money. You know what I mean? Because, me, I've been to college. I've graduated from college. But for the most part, all I went to college for was to learn a skill. Other than that, those professors really couldn't teach me anything. Sometimes I question, like, what the hell are you teaching? Because sometimes it was historically inaccurate,
and it's all just really stressful. I've worked my entire life. I've had a job since I was 16.
So he's used to working.
And now I'm raising these 3 kids, and I've got nothing. And it's all because the Attorney General, the people who are supposed to stop this kind of thing from happening, is making it happen. This woman...
They're really not on your side, bro. Rarely is the court in domestic cases, rarely is the court going to be on your side. Because even the judge, be it that he's a man, he's usually going to cater to the woman anyway. It's sad, but it's true. This is how it goes.
Who's out living her life, kid-free, whatever, is making $2,400 a month off of me.
And that's what women do, and that's what they've been told to do. Women, believe it or not, when women get together, they do things like this. They plot and do things, and they talk about the guys who they use. They're talking about the guys who they finesse. They actually give ideas to their girlfriends about, okay, here's how you could do it. You can do it like this. You can do it like that. And they, believe it or not, they plot like this. In fact, it's kind of like a cartel. It's kind of like having like a drug cartel. Just think of this as like the Wicked Witch of the West cartel, And
she ain't doing nothing. Like, why?
But I mean, that's just basically where we're at with the Western woman, So with that being said, just understand that the war is still going on. And that man is just a casualty of the war in which they started. But don't worry, we're going to finish the war, and we're going to finish on top. But with that being said, Fool is signing out. Take the lessons from this guy, and don't repeat the same mistakes he repeated. Njadam.